so let's go over here on page 159. And hopefully we've been through all the vocabulary enough that you're okay. Give them, your version is what I'd like. Number 2 says, describe where the protons, neutrons, and electrons are in the atom. Where are the protons and the neutrons? The nucleus. And where are the electrons? Out there somewhere, right? Outside orbiting. Okay. What determines the vast majority of the characteristics in an atom? Electrons. Say the electrons, yes. What does the number after an atom's name signify? Good, sum of protons and neutrons. And I would accept the mass, because that's actually what it is. It's its mass number. Let's see. What is the difference between an element and an atom? Remember, the element is made up of a bunch of atoms with the same number of protons. An atom is distinguished by it being named with its mass number. So it's a specific atom. Number 6, how many electrons? That always confused me. Number 6, how many electrons are in an atom that has 32 protons? 32, good. Number 7, how many atoms are in this molecule? So you tell me, how many atoms are in that molecule total? 12. Don't forget the invisible 1 on the oxygen, or you're going to miss several points on the test. So count that, even, write the little 1 if you have to. And then what atoms are represented and how many? How many carbons? 3. How many hydrogens? 8. How many oxygens? 1. Good job. Okay, identify the following as an atom, element, or a molecule. How about A? What is that? Molecule. How about B? Atom. How about C? Element. Okay, is everybody okay? I know we're running through it fast. If you're confused at all, raise your hand and slow me down. Number 9, if you add energy to the molecules of a liquid, will it turn into a gas or a solid? Yes. Definitely. Number 10, a chemist wants to study diffusion. Should they use a semi-permeable membrane? No. Remember, diffusion is random. Number 11, 2 solutions of different solute concentrations are separated by a membrane. After a while, the water levels of the 2 solutions change. Has osmosis or diffusion occurred? Osmosis. And what kind of membrane is being used? Semi-permeable. Semi-permeable membrane. Number 12, consider the following reaction. What are the reactants? N2 and H2. The guys on the left side are the reactants. Who are the products? NH3. How many molecules of H2 are there? 3, thank you. So you just look at the coefficient. 13, what is the chemical equation for photosynthesis? What 4 things are necessary for a plant to carry out photosynthesis? So you should be able to think your way through. It inhales CO2, it sucks up water, it needs sunshine, and it needs a catalyst, doesn't it? Those are the 4 things. And then it produces oxygen and glucose. And then give everybody your 6, okay? Let's see, and you're going to need to know that, we're going to keep needing to know that. So just really solidly get it in your head. Number 14, other than using a catalyst, how can a reaction be sped up? Heat, very good. Which of the following is a carbohydrate?
D. N-E. E.
No, actually, it's D. It's D because you've got to look for where it's got carbon, and then the hydrogen has got to be twice as much as the oxygen, and so that would be D. Okay, do you see it? Yes. 16, what kind of reaction is used for building disaccharides, polysaccharides, fats, and proteins? So we got to dehydrate it. We got to boot out the water to put these together. What kind breaks them down? Hydrolysis. Good, hydrolysis. Very good. Okay, which of the following is an acid? You're looking for the C double bond OH. That would be C. Be able to identify that. Be able to identify a unsaturated or saturated fat by looking for the double bonds between the carbons. Make sure you can do that. You can eyeball one. Okay? Describe the pH scale and what it measures. Guys, all he wants there is 0 to 14. It measures acid on the below 7 side and base on above 7 side. That's all you have to know for this test. Okay? Let's see. Number 19. What are the basic building blocks of proteins? Tell me.
Amino acids.
Amino acids. What are the basic building blocks of lipids?
3 fatty acids and 1 glycerol.
Glycerol. Good job. Everybody say glycerol.
Glycerol.
Good. And what are the building blocks of polysaccharides? Monosaccharides, very good. You stay there. 20, if two proteins contain the same type and number of amino acids, but the order in which they link up is different, are the properties of the two proteins the same?
No.
No, and he's going to do it the other way on the test. They're going to ask you, what are the properties that make the proteins the same? You're going to say the type, number, and order of the amino acids, okay? What are enzymes and what purpose are they used for?
They are a special group of proteins, and they're used to speed up reactions.
Good. So they're protein catalysts. Very good. And they make reactions usually they alter the rate of the reaction. Number 22, the lock and key theory is that these things connect together by shape. Boy, how many times have you heard me say that today? It's all about shape, and it is. When it comes to biochemistry, it is all about shape. And that's true of nutrition too, because our body is a big chemical factory. And so it really is all about shape. What are the basic parts of a nucleotide? Remember, it's the 5-carbon sugar, the phosphate group, and the base. Okay? How does DNA store the information? Or should I say, where does it store the information? It's in the bases. Very good. And what holds the DNA helices together?
Hydrogen bond.
Hydrogen bonding. You're going to study for and take this test. Then we are going into the hardest chapter in the book. We will spend 3 weeks on that chapter because your mind is going to need the time to absorb the information. If you try to do it in 2 weeks, it's just too much, which means you can't just wait to the end and then go, oh, I'm going to study it now. Okay? You really have to be learning it as you go and be going over it and looking at it. And it's very intense. It's not bad. Okay, are you guys good on what we just did? I'm going to get you through it. It's cell biology. Snoopy dance. It's what I love, okay? So you're going to be fine. But when you read it, you might look at it and go, say what? And so it's going to be all right, but we got to get through it together. I just want to give you the heads up, okay? All right, do the best you can on this test. Have a blessed week.